friends, and welcome to Mountain Patriot Homestead. I was determined I was going to do a video outside today, and I came out and discovered that I needed to go back in and get a jacket because even though it's starting to lighten up out here, the wind is still a little cool for my liking, so I went back in, put a jacket on. But I am outside and enjoying this fresh air. And I thought that I would just sit down and do an unscripted video today. Now, I know that's a dangerous prospect for me because I tend to ramble, and not having some type of an outline to follow could lead us down all types of bunny trails. But, it worked for Alice in Wonderland going down the rabbit hole, so let's take off and see where it leads us today. Well, as I said, I am outside enjoying the beautiful weather. As you can see behind me, the sky is not clear, but that's okay because we needed the rain that came yesterday. We got a ½ inch, which is wonderful. We're so glad to have it. We're sorry for those that had some storms in the last few days. I know some places across the south, and maybe, I don't know if the north was hit as bad, but I know across Texas and Arkansas and Mississippi and maybe some other places were hit with some pretty heavy hail and flooding. And our hearts go out to those folks. We're always sorry when people have some bad weather. Oklahoma the other day had some tornadoes, and a friend's house of mine had a roof taken off. So, weather is crazy all over, but we're glad today that the weather is not crazy here, and so we're just outside enjoying it. I thought that it's been long enough that I've been putting out these videos that I thought I maybe would share a little bit more with you about myself. I know my friends and family know me, so that it's really not for y'all. But, who knows? There may be something about me that you don't know that I bring up today, but probably not because not like I'm some secret agent or anything. So it's not, it's not that interesting. For those that don't know, I am a wife and a mother. I am a wife of over 30 years now, and I am a mother of 3 grown sons. We're extremely proud of our sons. We love them. All 3 of them are successful and have their own lives where they do wonderful things, and we're very proud of them and love them very much. And we, as we should be, we're proud that they are doing so well, and it is of nothing that we can lay claim to because, bless their hearts, they didn't get it from us. But we love them to death, and we're so glad they're doing what they're doing. I am an aunt of a beautiful niece, and my 2 great nieces. I had the benefit of and great privilege of speaking to them this morning. It was wonderful hearing their voices and getting to visit with them for just a little bit. And so I love my family very much. I've got one little sister that is so talented, so proud of her. She does a myriad of things that helps other people, and I'm so proud for all the things that she does in her life and for the lives of others. My husband is my husband for over 3 decades, as I said, and bless his heart, he's stuck in there with me. I know it has not been easy for him with the craziness that, can surround me at times, but he's stuck in there with me, and we've been together for a very long time. For 2 decades of that, we shared, at least 2 decades, maybe even longer than that. We shared the same career. He is still in that career. I am in a branch of it, I guess, so to speak. Not really. I mean, we kind of work together. I'll just tell you, he's law enforcement. I used to be law enforcement. I am no longer. I now work with the court system. So while we still deal with the same people, we're not doing the same thing anymore. But for many years we did. And so I think that helped a lot with our relationship because we were able to relate to what each other was doing. So that, that being said, I'm very proud of the work that he does and has done throughout the years and that he continues to do. I'm sorry if my camera is shaking. For some reason, my dog, who you've seen in some of my videos, she's like a 75-pound black lab, and we're out here on the porch, and for some reason, she all of a sudden, I don't know if she thought she heard it thunder. It's not thundering, but she heard something that all of a sudden she has started shaking. So if the camera looks like I'm having an earthquake here, it's really not. It's a dog quake. Meanwhile, so that's just a little bit of our background. We have lived where we're at now for not quite 20 years. We've owned this place for almost that. Well, actually, we've owned this place for, trying to do math in my head, math is hard, almost 22 years. This originally was a place that we came for vacation. It was a vacation spot, and we loved it so much that we turned it into our home. And I'm just beginning you see me keep looking off. I'm like a chicken or a squirrel. I can't stay focused. So when you see me looking all over the place, I'm watching birds and I'm watching cows. I'm not ignoring y'all, or there's not something wrong with my neck. I just can't stay looking at the camera. What was I talking about? I don't even remember. Anyway, I was talking about this place. We have been coming up here since the mid-90s, and I'm just beginning vacation because, as I said, this was originally where we came for vacation, and I'm just now starting vacation for this next week, and our vacation plans have changed. We were going to spend this next week with loved ones, but those plans kind of fell through, and while I will miss seeing them very much, I hope to see them. I hope I get to see them real soon. But as far as going somewhere, it really, other than getting to see them, the prospect of going somewhere, I know I've had a couple of people tell me, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you get to do something fun." And, inwardly I kind of laugh because I'm thinking to myself, I am having fun. I'm home. Because to me, when we moved here, in my mind, okay, here's how my mind works. I've got a really strange mind. In my mind, before we ever moved up here, I kind of set everything as a mission. And in my mind, I had something called the Persephone Project. I know, I'm insane. But in my mind, my mission in life was getting to move up here and make a home like we have. And so I called it, in my mind, my husband doesn't even know this story. In my mind, all those years, I was calling it the Persephone Project. Now, I don't know if in mythology you know who Persephone was, but she was a very beautiful woman who, one of the mythological deities, one of the, was it Greek? I think it was one of the Greek. I used to know mythology a whole lot better, but I get it all mixed up now. But I think it was like one of the Greek gods. Hades wanted Persephone because she was so beautiful, and he wanted her. And so he kidnapped her and he took her to the underworld. And she grieved, and all the but this is mythology. I don't believe all this stuff, but the story went is she grieved, and her mother grieved, and everything on earth wilted, and the flowers quit blooming, and the grass died, and that's why winter supposedly comes about. And so he felt so bad that now, if you really want to know the real story, you might look it up because I'm sure I'm butchering it because I'm old and I don't remember my stories anymore. But she, he eventually let her come back to visit her mother or something for like 6 months out of the year, and then 6 months out of the year he took her back to the underworld, and that was what's supposed to make the changing of the seasons. Anyway, I in my mind now again the totally insane, but in my mind I was envisioning the escape of the underworld and coming, to paradise. So that hence the Persephone project. Now that you know I'm totally crazy, you're probably flipping off my channel going, okay, that woman's nuts. But anyway, in my mind, it was my whole goal to move here and develop a place like we have and make it our home. And we did. And so when I get a chance to be home and to do the things here that I want to do, it is a vacation for me. So I don't regret getting to spend time here at home. And if I didn't do anything but spend time here at home, I would be perfectly fine. So that was a long, rambling story just to tell you that I don't mind vacationing at home. Staycation, I think, is the word they call it now. Isn't it odd that we make up so many new words? But I guess that's how language evolved. Now, one reason that I'm outside, other than I wanted to make a video outside, is inside my house right now. It smells like an onion factory exploded. And the reason being is nothing really exploded. It's just I have a whole bunch of wild green onions that I decided it would be a good idea to dehydrate today. And so the dehydrator is in the house running full, well, not totally full, but pretty full of sliced green onions. So the house inside, though I love the smell of onion, it's a little overpowering with onion smell. So I'm sure, hey, nobody say nothing, but I think the sun just come out. Let's not scare it off. Yeah, there's sun shining behind me. But yeah, inside right now, it just smells like total green onions, which is fine. It will make wonderful additions to recipes. I can make my own onion soup mix, and I can make onion powder from it. So it's free. It grows wild all over the place. I can look out through here and I can still see, I could fill up 10 dehydrators just looking out across through there at all the wild onions. But this year has been a wonderful year in the wild plants that are growing. I mean, every year. That's one reason why I love this place is we would never starve as long as there's things keep growing around here. And I don't even mean the garden. I mean just the wild plants that grow, because there are so many edibles and medicinals. And I know I say that in a lot of my videos, but there are. The plantain this year, I plan on putting a bunch of plantain up. I want to dry more plantain. I want to make some tincture, and I want to make some salve, because I don't know if you know much about, and I don't mean plantain like the banana-looking things that grow wherever they grow. I've never even eat a plantain. I don't know. I don't think they taste like a banana. They look like a banana, but I don't think they taste like a banana. If you've ever ate plantain, let me know, because I don't have a clue. Now, I have eat the plantain that I'm talking about that grows here. It's It's a leaf. Most people call it a weed. But it's that thing that sends up the little tiny, I'll have to get a picture of one. The little tiny stalks that come up, and then they have the little thing. I know I'm not describing it, but anyway, when we were kids, we would take the stems and bend it around the stem and shoot the end off. You would think we didn't own toys, but we did own toys. But we played with weird things like throwing those old dried, what are they called? The gumball, the gumball trees that have little spiky ball things. We'd throw them at each other, and pine cones. We'd throw china berries at each other, and apparently we were very vicious children. It involved a lot of throwing things at each other, but anyway, there's a lot of plantain that's growing around here, and if you don't know much about plantain, it's edible, but it is also a tremendous medicinal because it works on everything from bug bites to if you have a splinter in your hand. It works on boils. It is a coagulant for if you have a wound that's bleeding, and internally it does so much good. But there's a lot of that growing, and we always have a lot of that, but there is a tremendous amount of it this year. So I am really going to, I hope, spend this coming week picking a lot more of the plants that we have growing. I've been noticing the wild lettuce is coming up. That is a good medicinal, and we've got plenty of dandelion, and oh my gosh, there are so many plants. The mullein is coming up, the dock is growing, the burdock is growing, the violet is growing, and just on and on and on. There's just list and list. And I actually have some more books that are supposed to be arriving. They're supposed to be showing up today. My husband's probably, when he watches this, is going to go, why more books? Don't you have enough books? But these are books, more books about the wild, edible, and medicinal plants that grow in our area, because I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I can't afford time or money wise to go to herbalist school, college, academy, I don't know what they call it, but so anyway, I am self-taught in a lot of my stuff. I know that would frighten some people into thinking, well, I'm not taking anything that woman says if she's just taking it on. I get my information from very legitimate sources. I don't just go out here and start picking and eating things thinking, okay, I wonder what this is. No, I make sure that I research things very thoroughly before I eat it or take it or make it into something, because not only do I not want to kill myself, but I don't want to kill my husband. I've had him around too long for that. And I also I give it to my animals, and so I don't want to kill them with something that might not be good for them. I've mentioned it before that with animals, there's so many natural things. Our sheep and goats, that sheep are out here behind me right now. But the sheep and goats, I cut cedar for and feed to them. I just throw it over the fence and they love it. And there's a cow running across the pasture. Two of them, all but calves playing. But the goats and sheep love love the cedar cuttings that I give them, because I guess they like the taste of it. But it's also a anti-parasitic, so it helps with any parasites that they are prone to get. So I make sure that they keep plenty of that, because I don't want them getting sick. But even like Pepper, I make sure that every day I give her some pumpkin, because she has a little bit of problem with you hear the babies. she has a little bit of a digestive problem, so I'll give her a little spoon of canned pumpkin every day. And sweet potato works the same thing, so it does the same thing. So I just make sure that she's given things that make her be okay. But I prefer natural remedies. Me and my niece were talking about that today. I am not one that now if you have to take a prescribed medicine for something, I do not knock that. If that's something you have to do, then by goodness, don't don't not take something because I say something. But for myself, I am 57, almost 58 years old. Yes, I know I'm a woman and I just told my age. But hey, I'm proud I made it this far. There was a lot of people never thought I would make it this far. So I'm happy I did, and I'm not ashamed of my age. But I am almost 58 years old, and I do not take, the only thing I take every day is I take a multivitamin. And that's it. That's the only medicine I take every day. And I probably don't have to take that because I eat a healthy diet. And I really I don't know that I need it, but I do take it every day when I remember. I say every day, you know. But that's the only thing that I take every day. When my rheumatiz gets to acting up, when I start feeling a little stiff, a little sore, I might take some pokeberries. I take dry pokeberries. I don't chew them because let me tell you now, I know some of you may be going, pokeberries, those are poison. You're right, they are if you chew them. But I dry my pokeberries, and once they are thoroughly dry, I jar them up, and I take some of them every time I start having any type of arthritic problems. And you don't chew them, you just take them, swallow them, just like you would if it was an aspirin or something. You just swallow it, and your body takes what it needs out of it and excretes the bad stuff. That's why birds can get away with eating pokeberries, is they swallow them whole. They don't chew them. If you chewed them, then they would be bad for you because then you're biting into the stuff that is not good for you. Again, anything that I say on here is not meant as medical advice. It is what I do. And if you want to learn more about it, please research it on your own. Make sure that you thoroughly understand things that I say on here. Again, don't take anything that I say as medical advice. It's just things that I do and things that I use. Just like the various teas that we drink, if one of us is sick or whatever. It's the natural, I can't say it, but it's what it is. It's natural remedies that I use, that I've used for years, that I've used with my family when they've been sick. It's things that's kept us well. So when you hear me mention things, don't think that it's things that you just need to run right out and try, because you do your own research, because each person's a little different. Just like I can eat peanut butter like it's going out of style, and some people smell it and it kills them. So, don't do things you're not comfortable with or that you have not researched for yourself. And that goes with anything. I mean, it's just like financial advice. People will tell you, I watch a lot of these videos, and it's by people that I respect, and I understand a lot of what they're saying. But a lot of the things they're talking about is, the economy, it's all going to pot. The dollar we're losing the dollar, and do I think that's eventually going to happen? Well, yeah, everything comes to an end. But they're talking about buy silver and gold in replacement of the dollar. And I guess I understand that to an extent, as long as there's somebody that can take your silver and gold. But I can't imagine that I need to go to the Benton Dent to buy me a loaf of bread. So I'm going to take my gold nugget over there and try to buy. What are they going to give me change with? You know, smaller gold nuggets? I don't understand. I don't get that. I really don't. Somebody would have to, that has a whole lot more knowledge than me, would have to sit down and explain to me exactly how that works. If we all of a sudden we were a society that was no longer using money, and I had a safe full of silver and gold, and I needed to go buy something. Where do I buy it from? Am I going to go to Walmart and pay with silver and gold? And what are they going to give me change back with? That's the part that confuses me. Again, I'm sure a lot of you are a lot more intelligent than I am, no doubt. But I guess I'm confused as to how does that actually work. I'd really like to know, but I really haven't heard anybody explain that part. They just say, go get it. Well, okay, but other than filling teeth, what am I gonna do with it? So I think pretty much everybody has to research, no matter what it is, research it yourself and see if it's things that's going to work for you. And today's video, I was going to, and that's why when I sit down, I should actually have an outline of what I want to talk about, because I'm, all this time into this video, and it's nothing about what I was originally going to talk about. I was going to talk about the old days, old ways, and maybe I'll have to make another video, because apparently I've went far too long just rambling on this one and haven't discussed anything about what I was going to. But, I think I'll do that. But, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just do a whole totally another video before y'all all fall asleep and go, oh my Lord, I can't listen to this lady no more. But hopefully, anyway, that gave you, if you didn't know anything about me, if you're a new follower and you didn't know anything about me, you know a little bit more about me today. If you are a friend or family, you probably know more about me today. Most of you, even if you didn't know it, you suspected I was nuts, but now you know. So anyway, now you know a little bit more about me. But before I leave, I was talking about doing some research and finding out some things on your own. One thing that I want to mention that I am going to bring up, since that was one of my intentions on making this video, was about researching on your own, doing things on your own. And, I have talked about my favorite books before, and I have not mentioned, well, I might have, but not much, but my very favorite book is this one right here. It's the Holy Bible. And if there's any book that you are led to research and to read and to learn more about, it should be this one right here. I can't make it through a day and keep my center of balance without focusing on that book. I have been through times in my life where I have not focused on the Word, and when I say the Word, I mean the Word of God. There have been times in my life that I have let my focus drift, and that I have drifted, and those were probably the hardest days, most distressing days of my life, and it was because I no longer had my foundation under me. And so the times of my life and particularly now, that I try to keep my focus on the Word of God. I am more at peace. Now, I'll tell you, there are days that I just have that are just let me get through this day, you know, and that may have to be my prayer. Lord, just get me through this day, get me through this day without me sending somebody to you, because there are some days people just, like I said, people just test my peace some days, but it's me, it's not these other people, people are going to be people, and you can't change somebody else. You can change yourself. But you can't do it by yourself. So I have to depend on the Lord and the Holy Spirit to give me the focus and the strength to keep my eyes and keep my mind and keep my spirit focused where it needs to be. But I have to do my research every day. I know that the days that I don't do it, that's the days that I struggle the most. And so no matter what kind of books you have around you, self-help books, survival books, prepping books, recipe books, whatever kind of books you've got around you, that's great. That helps you get prepared for the physical aspects of life that are going on around you. But without your spiritual focus, all the rest of it is going to be so much more difficult, if not impossible. At least it is for me. Now, I hope that this video does not cost me any viewers. I hope that you take that what I'm saying, I'm saying it with love, because I do care about each one of you. I don't have to know you to care about you. And but I hope it doesn't cost me any viewers, but if it does, I hope you don't forget the words that I'm saying, though, that if you don't know God, He knows you, and He knows you need Him. And I just hope, like I said, if you decide not to watch this channel anymore because of what I've said, those words stick with you, that you may not know Him, but He knows you. You may not love Him, but He loves you. So just remember that. So anyway, I am going to get off of here. At least I'm going to try to make, since I'm off this coming week, I hope to make some more videos. Probably not as long as this one, because I'm sure I've done bored some of you to tears. But I want you to know that I love you, and I hope to see you again real soon. Thank you for watching, and Mountain Patriot Homestead, signing out.